This is what my Tuesday nights used to look like. I would get home from the job site around 5, eat dinner with the family, and then by 7, I was back at the desk, estimate open, spreadsheet open, phone propped up so I could look up current lumber prices. And I would sit there until 11 midnight, pricing out just one job, one. And the whole time I was doing it, I just knew that if I didn't send that bid by morning, the homeowner was going to go with somebody else. Not because my price was wrong, because I was just slow. And that was the thing that was killing my business and a little bit of my soul every night. Not my skills, not my reputation, my speed. And today I want to walk you through exactly how I fix that. Not with another employee, not with some other super complicated system, just a different way of working that got me from 3-day estimates to same-day bids. And I'm going to show you the actual numbers. Now, just one quick note before we get into it. This video is for residential contractors, general contractors, remodelers. So if you're doing kitchens, bathrooms, additions, full house remodels, this is for you. If you're running a large commercial operation with dedicated estimating department, this is probably not your video. But if you're running a 2-3 person shop and you're the one doing everything, all the estimates at night, then keep watching because this is exactly who this is for. I want to give you a quick number first. The average contractor who we talk to has been doing 3 to 5 day estimates to send estimates 3 to 5 days. Now think about what a homeowner is doing in those 3 to 5 days. They contacted you, they probably contacted 2, 3, 4 other contractors. And one of those guys is sending his bid back the same day, maybe the next morning, faster than you. The homeowner calls that guy first, has a conversation, builds that relationship. By the time you send your estimate, they are already halfway through a conversation and trust building with your competitor. And here's the part that really hurts when you think about it. Your number might have been better. Your work is probably better, but they already like the other guy because he was there when they were ready to talk and ready to pull the trigger. Most general contractors don't lose jobs on price. They lose them on speed. So I'm going to walk you through a quick exercise what manual estimating actually was costing me per week. Because when I put it on paper, it was kind of embarrassing. I was spending anywhere from 8 to 12 hours a week just on estimates. That is across all the bids that I was putting out, some of which I never won. So I was spending 12 hours producing documents that a lot of times led to nothing. That time was coming from somewhere. It was coming from my evenings, from my weekends. I should have been following up with existing clients or talking to subs or just resting so I could be sharp the next day. Estimating was taking over my life and I hated it. I genuinely hated it, which meant I was procrastinating it, which made me even slower. It's a vicious cycle, which cost me more jobs. And it was just this like domino effect. I tried a few other things before I figured this out. I want to be totally upfront and honest about that. I tried getting my wife involved. So she handled the admin side for a while, looking up prices, plugging numbers into the spreadsheet. That helped a little bit, but it also meant that she was working at night too, which was not sustainable for either of us or our family. I tried different spreadsheet templates. I bought template online. It was better than I thought, but it was still manual, still slow, still needed me. I was a bottleneck. It still required me to know the current price of everything off the top of my head or spending time to look it up. I tried a couple of different software products. I'm not going to name any names, but they were either, built for a commercial work or just overly complicated, or they were just too basic that they saved me maybe 20 minutes on the bid. Not worth it. 20 minutes out of 10 hours, is not a solution if you ask me. Nothing worked until I changed the actual approach. And that's the key. It's not necessarily about the tool, which can help. I'll tell you more about that later, but it's all about the approach. Now, here's the thing that I had wrong for years. I thought the hardest part of estimating was the math, getting the numbers right. It's important, right? So I was spending all of my mental energy on that part, calculating quantities, looking up prices, checking my margins. But the math is actually the easy part. The slow part is the assembly. It's taking everything you know about a job, everything you saw on the site visit that you documented, all the materials that you need to think about, all the labor, the subs, the labor hours, and turning it into a document that looks professional enough that a homeowner trusts you instantly. That assembly step is what was killing me, and it is what nobody really talks or focuses on. When I started thinking about it that way, the solution became more obvious. I needed a tool that could handle the assembly, one that already had my line items, already knew my labor rates, already knew how to format a proposal that looked like a real professional contracting company sent it. I needed something built for the way that I actually work and want to be viewed as on the job site, on my phone, with real residential pricing, not commercial numbers that I had to adjust manually. So enough talking about this. I want to show you what this actually looks like in practice, because that's what matters. I want to walk you through a real scenario. Say I just finished a site visit for a bathroom remodel. Standard scope, tile, vanity, toilet, shower replacement, about a $40,000 job, big bathroom. Before, this would have taken me a full evening to price out. Now, watch how long this takes. I start a new project. I'm dropping in the scope from what I noted on the site. Handoff already has all the line items. I'm not building this from scratch. I'm selecting what applies to this job. The pricing in here is already calibrated for residential work. I set my labor rates once, my markup is set. So when I add a line item, the math is happening automatically. I'm not even touching a calculator. I can add notes for each section. I can edit here, whatever I need to, things I want the homeowner to understand about the scope, what's included, what's not. And that is the stuff that makes your proposal look more professional. This is the stuff that really wins trust. And this is what the homeowner gets and sees. This is not like some spreadsheet somebody manipulated. This is a real professional proposal, and this is what you should be doing. Your name, your logo, the scope laid out clearly, the total, from site visit notes to this professional proposal for a $40,000 bathroom. And this is about just 45 minutes in, all of this edited professional proposal ready to send. And a lot of times this is even less. That used to be my entire Tuesday night, 3, 4, 5 hours sometimes. So we like to give real numbers, not fluff here, because I think this is where most people either buy in or they don't. Before I made this change, I was sending out roughly 8 bids a month. My close rate was around 30%, so I was winning about 2.5 jobs a month on average. After I got my turnaround time down to same day or next morning, my close rate went up 45%. Same number of bids, same prices, just faster. And this is what happens with a lot of contractors. So that's just like one extra job a month. And my average job value at the time, around $35,000, that's an additional $35,000 a month in revenue. What's yours from sending the same proposals faster? Now, obviously your numbers are going to be different, probably better than mine. And I'm not promising you any type of results, but I want to think about your own close rate. And I want you to think about how many of those jobs were lost because the homeowner went with somebody else because they were quicker. Because my guess is probably more than you think. So on the time side, things changed too. I was spending 10 to 12 hours a week on estimating. Now I'm spending just about 3. Same volume of bids, same quality of output, actually better quality because the proposals are more professional now. So that's 7 to 9 hours a week that I get back. That is an entire workday every single week. Think about that. What does that mean for you? Some of those hours went back into the business, more follow-up, more site visits, more time with subs. And some of those hours went back to my family. Both of those things made me better at running my business and better at running a household. Happier wife, happier kids, happier me. And that is the trade that I made and that you can make too. And it is one that I wish somebody had laid out for me 5, 6 years ago. Now, of course, just like we get objections when we're trying to sell our project to a homeowner, we get a lot of objections too. So some say, I've been doing estimates my way for 20 years. We hear this one all the time, and I get it. When have you been in the trades for 20 years? You have a system. It works. Why change it? So here's my honest answer. Your system probably produces accurate numbers. That part is not the problem. The problem is how long it takes to produce those numbers and what the output looks like to the homeowner. That's who is paying you. A hand-built spreadsheet that takes you 3 days and looks like a spreadsheet losing to a guy who sends clean proposals quicker. And even if your numbers are better and even if your work is better, the homeowner does not know that yet. You're not changing 20 years of knowledge. You are changing how fast you can put it on paper. Next, I tried software before and it just wasn't a good fit. It didn't work for me. This one's fair. Most construction software is built for commercial work. It's overbuilt, complicated, and assumes you have a team of people helping you operate it. Handoff is built for residential contractors specifically. Small teams, jobs in the $10,000 to $150,000 range. And if you've tried software before that felt like it was designed for a different industry, that might actually be why. The other one is I cannot afford another subscription. Software costs add up. But here's how I think about it. If you win one additional job per month because your turnaround time is faster and your average job is $30,000, that is $30,000 in revenue. A software subscription is going to cost a fraction of that, less than a rounding error on one job. The question is not whether you can afford the tool. The question is what one more closed bid per month is worth to you. Heck, even per year. Another big one is I'm not good with technology. Neither was I. I am totally honest, serious about that. I'm not a tech guy. I can use my phone, I can email, and that about is where I was. So this took me an afternoon to figure out. Nothing. And the other thing is there's real support behind it. If you need help, just reach out and they'll walk you through it. And once you have it set up the first time, it just runs. You just set it one time and forget it. You know, you have your bathroom, you have your kitchen, you have your flooring, your paint, whatever. So you're not having to learn something new every single week and start from scratch every single project. So here's the actual workflow that I use now and contractors are using so you can see how simple it is. Step 1, do the site visit the same way you always have. Walk the job, take measurements, take photos, nothing changes there. Step 2, while you're still there in the truck or in your drive home, you're entering or talking into Handoff into your phone. The line items are already there. You're selecting what applies to this job, this project. Takes maybe 10, 15 minutes. Step 3, review the estimate when you get home. Adjust anything that needs adjusting. Things always do. I add my notes for the homeowner. I set my markup. That takes another 10, 15 minutes. And step 4, you send it. The homeowner gets a professional looking proposal right in their email, ready to approve and send that first payment. And you get a notification when they open it. You get a notification when they make that payment. Total time, 35, 50 minutes max for a standard residential job. Same day I walked it. That is a whole workflow, just 4 steps. No spreadsheets, no midnight math. So if you're still spending your evenings on estimates, I am not going to tell you that everything changes overnight. But I will tell you this, the thing that slows you down is usually not the job. It is the paperwork after the job. If your bids are taking 3 days, you're losing work before the homeowner even calls you back. And that is just how it works. The tool I use and we recommend is Handoff. It's built for residential contractors. You can start for free, get your first estimate out, and see for yourself whether it fits for you and how you work. Link is in the description. I'm not saying it's perfect for everyone, but if any of this sounded familiar, it is worth 30 minutes of your time to try it out and find out for yourself. That's everything I have for you today. If you have any questions about the workflow, about how Handoff works, about getting that first estimate out, or just a specific part about Handoff in more detail, drop it in the comments. We read them. We'll get back to you. And of course, we'll see you for the next video. Subscribe and talk to you soon. It's 2026, and let's be honest, the world is swimming with AI right now. There's a lot of noise, a lot of hype, but how much of it